The story of George Herman Ruth Jr. is less of a standard biography and more of an American epic. It is the tale of a bad kid from the waterfront who transformed into a living god of the diamond. Born in 1895 in a rough section of Baltimore, George was what people back then called incorrigible. By age 7, he was chewing tobacco, skipping school, and causing trouble on the docks. His parents, overwhelmed by running a saloon, sent him to St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, a reformatory run by Xaverian brothers. It was there that George met brother Matthias, a massive man who became the father figure George never truly had. Matthias didn't just teach George discipline, he put a baseball in his hand. He noticed that the boy had an unnatural, violent power when he swung a bat and a cannon for an arm. By 1914, George's talent was so undeniable that Jack Dunn, owner of the Baltimore Orioles, then a minor league team, signed him at 19. When the veteran players saw the oversized, wide-eyed teenager following Dunn around, they joked, "Here's Jack's newest babe." The name stuck forever. The Boston Red Sox soon bought his contract. Interestingly, the man who would become the greatest hitter in history started as the best left-handed pitcher in the American League. He won 3 World Series titles with Boston, but his hitting was becoming too legendary to keep on the mound every 4 days. In 1920, in a move that changed sports history, Red Sox owner Harry Frazee sold Ruth to the New York Yankees for $125,000 to finance a Broadway play. New York was the perfect stage for Ruth's massive personality. He didn't just hit home runs, he hit moonshots in an era when most players played small ball. In 1927, he hit 60 home runs, a record that stood for decades. He lived as large as he played, known for eating a dozen hot dogs between doubleheaders and staying out at jazz clubs until dawn. He was a man of the people, always stopping to sign autographs for the kids whom he saw himself in. By the early 1930s, the Bambino's legs were heavy and his belly was rounder. His final legendary moment came in the 1932 World Series, where he allegedly called his shot, pointing to the center field bleachers before launching a home run exactly where he gestured. He retired in 1935 after a brief, sad stint with the Boston Braves. His greatest heartbreak followed. He desperately wanted to manage a major league team, but owners feared his wild reputation. "He can't even manage himself," they whispered. In 1946, Ruth was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. The man who once roared with life began to wither. On June 13, 1948, he made his final appearance at Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built, to have his number 3 retired. Bowed over and leaning on a bat for a cane, he looked out at the massive crowd one last time. He passed away 2 months later at the age of 53. Tens of thousands of people lined the streets of New York in the rain to say goodbye to the man who hadn't just played a game, but had defined an entire era of American hope. Like, share, and subscribe.